and that is a quarterback. Starting with number
Mm.
3, the third best quarterback of all time is the five head, as we previously mentioned, Peyton Manning. The dude was the first one to break the passing yards record, the touchdown record from Favre. He had like some of the most games played. This dude was a genius when it came to football. He knew exactly what the defense was doing it, how they were doing it, and he made the perfect play call every time with the line of scrimmage. And
Definitely.
he's the smartest football player to ever live. And maybe not in his last season or so, he had an arm. Even coming off of 4 neck surgeries, he had an arm. People forget about that. He wasn't just noodle arm his whole career. That was only his last season. But Jalen, who's your number 3?
Um, my number three is the Dolphins quarterback, Dan Marino.
The
You know,
greatest quarterback
he's
to
a
never
list.
win a Super Bowl.
Exactly. I think Dan Marino, he's definitely been a great mind in football. I think he's one of the smartest quarterbacks right behind Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
He's just had a dominant career. I feel like the numbers kind of, well, the way football went back in his time was kind of, it was, he played quarterback great for a time when quarterbacks weren't like always the best.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was still the elite quarterbacks at that time. But in my opinion, I think around that time, other than the very choice few top of the line, it was like a big like deficit from top quarterbacks to everyone else.
Yep.
It was like it
Yep.
was like a really good. It was like probably like a good top like 5, 6, maybe even 7 quarterbacks, and then there was like the rest of the league. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I think he was just a goat. He had 420 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? That's goat like right there. You know what I'm saying? 420 touchdowns. Like
We get
he
it, Jalen.
stopped right there on
We
purpose.
get it.
What I'm saying is Dan Marino smokes weed. That's what I
Thanks.
was going
Thanks. Yeah, we joke. We joke.
for.
Thank you, Jalen. Oh my. Fuck
Also,
you.
he was a great mind in sports. Also, the fact that he sticks around in football today and helps out with some of the young quarterbacks in the game today, just to share some of his knowledge, I think is awesome.
I do like him on.
He,
He's on Fox, right?
I believe he's on Fox. Yeah, I
He's
believe he's
good.
on
I like
Fox.
him and Terry Bradshaw. Got a good thing going there.
Yeah, and he's just amazing. 9-time Pro Bowler. He played for the Dolphins. You know,
He made the Dolphins look like Super Bowl contenders.
and now look at them. You know,
Well,
he's
he did
also
make them Super Bowl contenders. Just never got all the way over the hump.
yeah, so close. And he also won MVP in 1984, so that's also dope.
It's a
But
pretty solid
I
career.
think he is third for me based off of his knowledge
Hmm.
and his ability and having 420 touchdowns, not even the pun of just 420 touchdowns, he's
That's a
ranked
lot.
fifth.
That's a lot,
That's a lot of
especially in
touchdowns to
that era
throw.
too.
Exactly. That's 420 touchdowns, and I'm pretty sure he only played 242 career games. So
It's not half
you
bad.
can do the math with that. So not
Yeah.
half bad at all.
But we actually do agree on the number 2 and the number 1 best quarterback of all time. But number
Yeah,
2, the quarterback we just previously mentioned, Drew Brees. I don't care what you say. I'm going to put Drew Brees as the second best quarterback of all time, and you can at me on that. I don't care. I want to see your
definitely.
arguments
Go
against
ahead.
that, but in my opinion, Drew Brees is he's underrated because he is the second best quarterback in the NFL history.
Definitely. I think it's literally. I think the only thing you can say against him is he's short.
But once again, that's
Literally.
what other argument do you have? He's doing everything else. He's throwing for passing yards. He's throwing for touchdowns. He's the most accurate quarterback of all time.
Yeah. And since he's been with the Saints, they've never had to think, do we need a new quarterback? It's always been like, what's going to come after Drew Brees? It's always been the worry of after Drew Brees retires, not, oh, what if Drew Brees falls off? It's always been,
Ever
oh
since
my
he
God.
left the Chargers, he
Yeah.
got traded from the Chargers and joined the Saints. It's been history changing.
The Drew Brees trade
Might be the
to,
biggest trade in NFL history.
yeah, I feel like it's as big as probably,
It
I feel like the
reshaped
Drew
two
Brees trade,
franchises.
Yeah, I feel like the Drew Brees trade from San Diego to New Orleans is the Kobe trade of the NFL,
Ooh. Ooh.
which
Okay.
also was traded from the the Hornets.
When they were still
So
in, okay. Wow.
were they in New Orleans at that? I think they might have been in Charlotte.
Charlotte.
I'm not sure.
Eh.
They might have been in Charlotte then.
They're one of
I'm not
those. They
sure.
were close, but yeah, yeah.
I don't. I'm not 100% sure on my
We'll just
basketball
add that to
history.
the big if true.
Yeah,
Big if true.
but
Yeah. Drew
that's
Brees,
just
second best
crazy.
quarterback of all time. The best quarterback of all time. I don't think you could really argue against him because he has the stats, he has the talent, and he has, well, a lot of people determine for success. He has the Super Bowls, 5 of them to be exact, and that's Joe Montana. Uh, he was
Yeah,
athletic as hell. Played. He was throwing bombs and throwing for a lot of yards and touchdowns in the era where they still ran the ball a lot. It did help that he has a wide receiver, which we'll talk about in a sec. But greatest quarterback of all time in NFL history. I don't think anyone will surpass him. To be honest, Joe Montana.